What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Tuesday Morning Tokes. I'm your host, Drew, coming from San Diego, California, and you are tuned in to the best Tuesday morning wake and bake show. Oh, we got a couple stories to get into this morning, but that snap right there was some sherbet, and that was from Farmer and the Felon. Some good stuff. The dispensary down the street has I've talked about them before. They have these pretty good prices on some half ounces, and that's what that is. Farmer and the Felon is they usually have a couple options. The sherbet has been what's been there the last couple of times, and only that, at least when I've had my dad go for me. But yeah, it's good stuff. It's not bad for the price. It's like, it reminds me of like some old school bud, where it's like not this like super high end, super quality frosty, like it's not anything like that, but it's just good solid bud that you can just smoke. You can take some bong hits. It's probably ideally best for joints, but I don't really mind. I used to be such kind of a connoisseur or something with weed and cannabis. I just always liked the high end stuff, man. I always did, but I could never afford it at a regular basis. So I just realized I kind of had to settle for, a little less on the quality, but it's still pretty good quality. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty happy with this stuff, and I'm pretty stoked that there's that option there for someone like me and for people out there, because it's not a bad flower. It's not bad bud at all. Everything I've had from Farmer and the Felon has been pretty good. There's another brand that I've got, their half ounce. They have like an $80 half ounce, and then they also have a 60 as well. Connected Cannabis or something like that. I've had them a couple of times as well, and it's not, the best quality, but it's still good, and great price points. So those types of things I really, can appreciate, because some of that is even better than some street prices, for half ounces and stuff. Usually some street stuff you'll get, sometimes you'll get better stuff, but it's hit or miss, man. And then you're dealing with certain people, and like they never run on time, and you know what I mean? It's just, dealers are just a hassle to work with, and they're dry sometimes, and they're waiting on their homie to pick up, and it can just be a mess. And yeah, I try and stay away from certain, dealers. There was this one, I was going through a street guy for a while. I don't know what happened, but he kind of just stopped hitting me up. I don't know if he, stopped business or what, but that's kind of what I'm saying. Things like that with dealing with the street, you just don't know. Like just one day they'll just stop, or they're, who knows what happens. But shout out to him, because he was a cool guy. He always reached out, but I don't know what happened. I hope he's good, man. I really do, because he was a good dude, and he always had like the best prices and really great stuff, always consistent. He always came through to me, and he was a good guy. Yeah, maybe I'll reach out to him again, but the last couple of times I've reached out, I haven't got a response back. It is what it is. It is what it is. So let's get into another snap here. Then we'll get into a couple stories and just things that I saw in the news going on dealing with cannabis related stuff. So just a couple things, and then I'll get into, a personal thing, dealing with myself as well with cannabis. So let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. I was finally able to get some nail polish remover, clean some glass. Works a little bit better than alcohol. So glass is clean. Been loving clean glass. Always much better. It is. It's always way better to have clean glass. I can't stand smoking with dirty bong water and unclean glass. It's again, I told you I was kind of like a connoisseur and kind of like a snob with it, and certain things haven't changed, but I still can't. So I can't smoke like, well, I'm definitely not smoking blunts or spliffs or anything like that. I haven't had a zigzag or a non-hemp or rice paper in quite some time, but those are like the only papers I would really smoke. And especially raw, because they have that stamp of that they're vegan and stuff, and Elements they might have that too. I think they're all kind of under the same label, if you distribution, whatever you want to call it. I think they're under the same umbrella, like Raw might own Elements or something like that, partnered up or something. I think there's a connection there. But those are like the two papers I've like really bought over the last decade. And I well, maybe not the last decade, probably like 6 years. Yeah, probably half a decade. Because when I was early on smoking, I was smoking blunts, I was smoking everything, man. It didn't matter. It didn't matter what it was. We was smoking this just seed sticks, like that whole, brick weed. It was but we didn't care, it was like we were just able to smoking resin, man. Ugh, disgusting. Never do that again. I'd rather just not smoke than have to scrape a resin bowl or something. And it's funny how you grow and mature with that, but that's how it was back in the day. That is for sure. So I wrote down a little bit of this story here that I saw in the news. Just reading it a little bit this morning. This doctor, Sue, I don't know how to pronounce the last name, Sisley, Sisley, with Scottsdale Research Institute, along with 3 military veterans, filed for legal action against the DEA in the U.S. Court of Appeals for Ninth Circuit. Sisley, like I stated, is a medical doctor and had groundbreaking results with clinical trials that were to examine cannabis to treat veterans with PTSD. And the full results should be published later this year. And she's also been very vocal about the lack of quality of the U.S. government-grown cannabis. It's, I guess, not, potent, and she's, been calling out the potency and quality issues for these veterans, and that's not good that they're not growing, good stuff when it's when it's supposed to be government quality. You would think it would be kind of the best of the best stuff, just because you think government, you think that they have technology like way beyond what we have. So it's a little, unfortunate that they're not really getting the best quality, but this doctor is, been calling out and, being really vocal about it. And what this all really comes down to is that there needs to be testing done for like the potential benefits for cannabis, but that can't be done due to it being a Schedule 1 drug. So it's kind of like a catch 22 all the way around. And the lawsuit that has been filed seeks to review the 1992 test. I think there was like a 5-panel test or something that they had to kind of meet the criteria of, and where the DEA's interpretation of the phrase "no currently accepted medical use and treatment." So they're looking to have that looked into and have that reviewed and, overturned, because one, we can't even, like I said, it's a catch-22. You can't even have the testing because of the scheduling and everything that seems to be coming out is, we know it's beneficial. Like, so let's start moving forward in that direction, and just trying to kind of, get this going in the right direction and using this plant for all of the benefits it can be used for. And we have to, open up the testing to find out its full potential, because we already know it can be used for like textiles, paper, clothing, the paper, everything, canvas, man, people like a car. The first car or something was made from hemp, and it was like extremely durable. So we just got to start utilizing the whole plant, and the whole cannabis, the whole hemp, the whole every aspect of that plant. We really need to like look into and really start using its benefits, because how many, just I'm looking at it from this side too now. Like, one, medically, that was the obvious one. We need to get that testing for medical purposes, but then think of all the jobs and competition it would create between, other markets and stuff. And that's probably the thing. Like, these other markets, the paper and all this, they probably don't want hemp because it's so strong, it's so durable, it grows so quick. The turnaround is just, so massive, cheap, and uses way less resources. So I understand why like these big companies and these big markets wouldn't want that to happen, but it's like, just think of the jobs it would create, think of the competition, just think of what it could really do, from like I said, textiles, clothing, to just figuring out different reasons for it, like just the science, like how to manipulate it, and just what can be done and what that could create. Man, I think it would create like a big spark in people. It would like, oh, we can study this, and I think it would get younger people kind of interested and like, more involved in those things. And I don't know. That's just me. That's just what I think, though. I don't know. We'll see. But that's really what all this comes down to, is we need to be able to get this tested, get things going in motion to be able to, one, not have these people criminalized, and then also see the benefits that this plant really does have. And I'm not saying that, smoking, like actually smoking, is a good thing in any form, because I think that's been proven that it's not. But I think cannabis has been like a really low level risk. but I could be wrong. I mean, I'm just, talking out of my head right now, but I don't think there's been as high of risks from smoking cannabis as to like other, tobaccos or, cigarettes and uh, cigars and, things like that. Like, I don't know. I don't know. But the research can't be done, so we don't really know. We can't know until we're able to test. And that's what all this comes down to. And that is what it all really comes down to. Let's take another snap. And then I wanted to actually get into a couple more things. But yeah, shout out to, what was her name? Sue Sisley? Dr. Sue Sisley. Sisley? I don't know how to pronounce the last name. But it sounds like there could be some progress made, which would be pretty awesome. All right. Cheers, everybody. All right, so another thing, just quick thing I wanted to touch on, I found interesting was that cannabis stocks. I don't know how many people are into the stock market listening, but one, I think paying attention to that stuff is really important. Getting invested is really important. If you want to learn how to day trade, it's pretty risky, but you can learn and, mitigate your risk. I'm not really a day trader. I, am definitely more focused on long-term investing, and that's why I'm kind of in the market. It's interesting because I lost almost half of my portfolio when everything dropped, when the stock market dropped about 2.5, 3 months ago, but over those last 2.5 months, just been seeing consistent growth, and basically everything has gained everything back, and everything's back in the green. So that's cool, man. I don't know how that happens. I don't really know what that says about the stock market and the economy and all of that. Like, when everybody was unemployed and things were at its worst, the stock market kept climbing, and it's still not even like at a full reopen, and there's all this civil unrest and all this stuff going on, and it's going back to like where it was before it dropped. Man, this is so interesting to me. I don't understand it. It doesn't really make sense to me, but cannabis stocks are soaring right now. And it kind of started even during the COVID times and all throughout like the civil unrest that's been going on the last couple of weeks. And, they've just been kind of steady climbing, steady inclining. And I was reading something this morning saying, it's still a very risky investment getting in these cannabis stocks because a lot of them are, not profitable yet and don't have good balance sheets and things like that. But the stock prices are at a good price where they dropped really low and now they're steady climbing back, but they're still nowhere near their all-time highs. And it seems like everything's kind of leveling out and nothing's, dropping right now. So I think a lot of people are starting to kind of get in to these companies, and that's what's causing the growth, which is awesome. I don't have too many. I think I might just have one cannabis ETF in my portfolio, in one of my portfolios. And it's just a small percentage, and yeah, it's definitely been growing. I've seen it, for sure. So I think it's just interesting, the stock market in general. I'm Really fascinated about it. It's only been over the last couple of years that it's really piqued my interest. I know my mom was always telling me to get invested and start, contributing to Roth IRA and things like that, but I just never did, never took her word. It's just, I didn't understand it. I was uneducated on it, and I just came across some YouTube videos, and yeah, it's like I wish this education was more accessible and more available. It is now because it is on YouTube, and these people are very knowledgeable. You can kind of get whatever you want, day trader, long-term investment. You can get these different people, oh, excuse me, kind of talking about different strategies and things like that, different courses, of course, and uh but they have a ton of free content on YouTube as well that you can just learn by just watching all of their previous videos, and also reading books or listening to the audio books. And there's been a few great investment books. um yeah, so financial education, I think, is really important, and I don't think it is really taught properly. And I wish I would have, listened to my mom, or found out this information on my own a little earlier, or way earlier actually, um because I am very interested in it, like just how your money can grow over time, and the more you put in it, and then the more the compound interest, and it just grows and grows. And yeah, man, I just find it really fascinating, really interesting. But I did, want to say that I bringing it all into the cannabis thing, that cannabis stocks. So if you're into the market, check my, or if you're not, if you're new to it, check my Robinhood link, and you can check out the different cannabis stocks, and see what you like, and maybe get invested in that. And yeah, that's just my little tip, is get at least aware of the stock market. Maybe check out a platform or something like Robinhood, Webull, M1 Finance, Edward Jones, TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim. There's a ton of platforms. Go do your own research, and see what's best for you, and just become aware of the market. And a lot of people suggest paper trading in a lot of these platforms. I don't think Robinhood does, but I think a lot of the other platforms do have this thing called paper trading, where it's like simulated. I don't know if it's real time. I think it is real time, and you can assign yourself a certain amount of money, and it's, simulated money, and you can kind of test your strategies with the market, but it not being real money. So you can really get a feel for it, test your strategies. People say to do it for a year or so, but just do your research, learn, and yeah, maybe practice a little bit, and then just I just say get invested, get involved, get invested. Man, the smoke, throat, and the coffee probably doesn't help either. But yeah, man, check it out. Check it out. Let's get into another little snap, and then we got one more thing. I wanted to talk about. This one's a cool one, dealing with myself, so I'm excited about this. I am excited. All right, everybody. Probably be my last snap here. Cheers. Yeah, man. All right. So, this last thing I just wanted to talk about is just dealing with myself. I'm gonna be starting to grow. I'm excited. I have a few tiny little autoflower seeds growing right now, and waiting for another one to sprout. And then I have 4 more germinating, getting ready for the indoor tent. So I got like 3 different strains going on. I'm gonna have a few outdoor and then like 4 indoor. And yeah, so in about a little over 2 months, I should have that harvested, and then, a little bit after that, be able to have my own. I will be really excited about that, and that'll be a lot of plants. So I don't know what I'm not trying to sell or anything like that. Like, no way. That's just gonna be a lot of product to be sitting on. But hey, I'm excited about it. I am very excited about it. Um, and yeah, I've never grown these auto flowers before, so I'm interested in seeing that. We have a couple amnesia hazes. We have a couple, so only 1 blueberry right now. I still have like 4 other seeds of the blueberry that I still haven't germinated yet or anything, so that'll be the next round. And then I have another 4 of Northern Lights, and that's all that's going on the indoor. So I have the couple Amnesia Haze outdoor along with the blueberry, and then the Northern Lights indoor. And it's cool because I got these seeds from my my neighbor, and he's growing too. And yeah, just gonna have a lot of stuff. It'll be very nice. It'll be very nice. I'm really excited about it. But it's all legal, it's all legal. We're all good. Yeah, man. So I'm excited about it. I am really looking forward until the next couple of months, and I'll just kind of share my experience of what it kind of was like growing these autoflowers, and how much the yield and just everything like that, and any challenges and just all that kind of stuff. I'm excited about it. Yeah, my last grow was just kind of a disaster, so it'll be good to get back to it. I have my tent like way better this time around. It'll be way cooler in there. Got the vent a little bit better and vented out. So it'll be good, man. It'll be a good I can hope it'll be a good grow. So I'm excited. My dad's excited because he's growing as well. Like it's his as well. And yeah, we are looking forward to having some product in a couple of months, few months from now. So that is it. That is all that I have today. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. Again, get into the stock market. Check out my Robinhood link. You can get a free stock. I will get a free stock. It is a win-win. Then you can go check out some of those cannabis stocks. Do your own research, figure it out, find out what's best for you. And yeah. Appreciate everybody. Make sure you tune in to the Real Word podcast tomorrow morning, Wednesday, and then Friday as well. And then check out for Drew and Chase side by side. That should be posted on Saturday. We should be getting to that episode. Just every craziness has been going on, so we've kind of had to push things back a little bit, which is all good. We're still new. We're still getting used to it, getting everything worked out, and then, all this craziness happens. But we're going to be, getting that next episode going, so be on the lookout for that. No World Order Podcast. Go follow at @the_No World Order Podcast on Instagram. You can follow, you can check out, follow us. You can check out when we're going to go live. Usually it's Tuesdays or Thursdays at 2:30. And that is about it. And then tune in to next week, next Tuesday, for Tuesday Morning Tokes. All right, everybody. Till next time. Peace.